So is there anything else that you wanted to say, maybe, or anything that you
Nothing
think
I can think of now. But of course, 15 minutes after the show is over, I must say, doggone it.
of? Okay. Okay. So then, what we'll do is we won't necessarily. I'm gonna tell you. I'll tell you what I will say. I really appreciate the concrete nuggets that you provided to our caller or questioner, Ruby, who asked the questions about concrete strategies or things that we could do as a community, because that's an excellent starting point, such as the screening, psychological screening, making sure that the encounters are recorded from start to the end, and investigative techniques. All of these are really great, and we will make sure we post these, because we want to keep making sure we reiterate to the community, these are some real actionable items and steps that we can take. So I appreciate that.
Well, there are a couple of others
Okay.
that you can add to the list. You got to eliminate discrimination in hiring.
Okay.
And discrimination in discipline.
Okay.
There's a lawsuit that's going on in Prince George's County, Maryland,
Okay.
based on discriminatory disciplining of police officers. You know, whites get one system of discipline, and blacks get a much harsher, less fair system of discipline.
Okay.
You got to eliminate stuff like that. You got to make sure women feel free to be respected and admired as police officers.
Okay.
We're still not quite there. You got to make sure that the Hispanic community is involved in policing itself. And we've got to give local control to policing, because we are the people who are being policed, and everywhere in the white community, they're in control of their police departments.
Mm-hmm.
They decide what's bad behavior or not. They decide what the policies are going to be in their own community. We've never done that. We've never had that ability.
You know,
because it's always been imposed from the white top down to the black bottom.
Okay. I'm glad you brought that up, because the show is going to be hosting 2 what we call Speak Your Mind community forums via Zoom, and we lost your video.
That's because I'm getting an incoming call I'm trying to get rid of.
Hold on. Okay. Bobby can edit this. He can splice it together.
Okay.
Yeah. So the show is going to be hosting 2 Speak Your Mind Zoom forums. One on the 12th of November and one on the 10th of December. And the whole focus of that is empowering the community to take back local control of policing in their communities. And so I'm glad you brought that up, because that lets us know we're on the right track.
Yes, and there are various forms of it. Some are not as intelligent as others. Oh, I remember what I was going to mention. Mm-hmm. Every police force should have insurance. The city should insure by getting decent insurance, and there are a lot of companies that furnish it, that the police department doesn't violate people's rights in the way they police and doesn't treat them brutally or otherwise unfairly. And this insurance is a lot cheaper than the $20 million that Prince George's County just paid to my client.
Okay.
And one catastrophic event can really hurt city government, because the money comes out of the city's general funds. I think you heard
Angela
Alsabrook's comments about that. And by the way, she's remarkably fair and remarkably good at her job as county executive, and we support everything she's doing now.
Okay.
And so you've got to have all of these kinds of things going on too. You've got to make sure that when people get injured, there's coverage for them so that they are fairly compensated.
Right.
Now, the second benefit of insurance is that now you have a second group of people policing the police, because what the insurance company brings is what's called risk management. And risk management looks for the cops that are going to be the likely bad behaviors and gets rid of them before they can do anything. Well, this is perfect. That's what the citizens are trying to do too. And
Mhm.
so the only difference between the insurance company that's insuring city government and including the police in its umbrella, the only thing different about their attitude is they see bad cops as a financial liability. We see them as a liability to Black bodies and spirits. You see
Okay.
what I'm saying?
Yes.
So
I,
there's this interlock between the insurance companies' desire to decrease the risk of the officers by eliminating bad behavior. So that's great insurance theory. You see what I'm
okay.
saying? And
Yes.
so if they work hand in hand with the community, so that the community, which has the same intent, gets that done, well,
Mhm.
then you're going to see some real progress from an unexpected source that nobody's talking about.
So if I'm understanding this, okay, so you're saying the county government should have insurance, but instead they most often these kind of settlements are being pulled out of their budget. Why are they not pursuing independent insurance?
Well, because it's stupid. Sometimes politics is stupid. If you ask why we're not doing anything about gun violence, it's because of the stupidity of people on the other side not recognizing that they can still have the guns they need to defend themselves and have reform at the same time. So we have, Plato and Socrates were enemies of democracy as a form of government because it could devolve very quickly into stupidity and mob rule and groupthink,
Mhm.
and we have some of that. Every government has some of that. So if we can take the stupid arguments out and relegate ourselves to the arguments that may not be as sexy as some of the stupid arguments are. It's just like when a man's hitting on a woman, he can say some stupid things
Mhm.
in order to try to, get the interaction going. Well,
Right.
politics is a lot like that too. I mean,
Yeah.
politicians say the stupidest things,
Right.
and sometimes they're things that they truly believe with all their might,
Mhm.
and they resonate with the public, but it's a stupid idea.
Right.
We see
Right.
this all the time.
That's something I'm gonna hold on to this one about the insurance companies because that whole piece around risk management. I mean, that's one of the fundamental tenets of what they call project management. Risk management is in those principles and precepts. Execution, monitoring, and controlling. All of that should be like scopes centered around this whole issue around the police department. I see it so clearly. Okay, so all right, so now that's great. That's some great tidbits, extra nuggets to walk away with. All right, so here again, we've offered you some additional tidbits and takeaways from the show, and again, we trust that you can take these uh, resources and run with them. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. It's been a
Okay,
pleasure, a real pleasure.
thank you.